You know what can never happen twice? Putting your camera in the exact same spot. It's not possible. Can't do it. Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. Another tragedy has befallen the bearers of the word. Not only was the perfect city annihilated from above at the words of the Father and the hands of a brother, but now the mighty war engine of vengeance and fury that arose from the ashes of that perfect city has been brought low by the hands of my daughter's boyfriend. So let's real talk for a second. This is a hobbying figure what could happen as I perform surgery on the bane of monarchia. So I actually dreamed about doing this last night, and it was horrifying, but it's not that bad. Super glue will fix it. So over the holidays, the younglings were here, and the daughter goes to college, and her boyfriend is in school in the same town, and they come up here for holidays because I buy good gifts. No, I'm joking. No, they come up because dad's here and grandparents are here. So, we have a good time. We play Magic. We go to all the local nerd stores. We magic it up. We war game it up. It's a good time. I feed them way too much stuff. They get a home cooked meal every day. It's a good time. But there was a lesson that was learned during, I want to say it was the week of Christmas or New Year's. I can't remember, but I was finishing my 3,000 point army and showing my future son-in-law. He's future because he hasn't proposed yet. Once he proposes, he's future son-in-law. So now he's future. They're going to get married. He's basically the son-in-law. Son in love. We like that better. But me and my husband were both working on 3,000 point armies, and I got him Warhammer for Christmas. He wanted to start getting into wargaming, so I got him a sororitas kill team. Good place to start. I got him a sororitas kill team and got him a set of army painter paints that comes with like 20 in the box. So like it's a good starter set. Citadel, to my knowledge, does not have a starter box. Otherwise, I would have gone pure Citadel, but I couldn't find like a starter box that was like, here's a bunch of basic Citadel, because that's just not how those paints work. They're themed to the characters, and if you don't have like a grounding in the characters yet, you probably don't care about having matching colors. I was just like, okay, you can have the army painter set and brushes and all that good stuff. But he wanted to look at our figures, which of course you allow people to do. Not just him, but when we go out to, take our cases and our figures we worked so hard on to game stores and whatnot, it's risk are being taken. So a thing you've got to be prepared for if you're going to let anyone look at your figures, handle your figures. I let him use, even after what happened. I even let him use my Palatine blades to go. Him and my husband went up to one of the game stores and they did some OPR. I let him use my Palatine blades. You have to accept the risk that there could be a structure malfunction. and not even intentionally. Even the best built figures, they're fragile. These are plastic, these are PLA, these are resin. Even with the best construction, you can look at some of this stuff wrong after having spent hours trying to make it perfect, and it can break. So I took the Bane of Monarchia out of the case and handed it to him so he could look at him. First of all, let's just admire the Bane of Monarchia. He's the vengeful spirit that arose from the ashes of the perfect city to seek retribution against all the Emperor stands for, specifically the Ultramarines and their Primarch Robute Gilliman, who took joy in the destruction of Monarchia. The blessed lady shall have her thirst quenched. I did that. I did both of those on the fly. English major, communications expert. That's what we do. So if you ever wonder what you're going to do with your theater degree, because Broadway ain't it. No, I'm joking. You pursue that dream. But this is the Bane of Monarchia, and as you can see, he be limping now. This is one of the ones that I probably should have used a lot of airbrush techniques on, but I didn't. I used the airbrush for his primer, and then these really big pieces like here, I think on his legs here, oh, and his shoulder pieces. That may have been the only, no, not may have been, that was the only color I airbrushed. Every other detail you see here was done individually by hand, just one bit at a time. No machine process. I'm very happy with how he turned out. He's beautiful. So I take him out of the case and hand him over to the future son-in-law to have a look. And I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden I heard pop. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm laughing, and I shouldn't laugh because the look on his face was just abject horror. I'm going to start gluing him back together while I talk because he's got to stand up for a while. I'm using the Gorilla Glue super glue, using this stuff, the Gorilla Glue gel. That's why I used it initially, but I used accelerator on it. I'm going to cover the seam up with some gore. This is gore. It's a texture medium. That's what it is. It's not a paint, it's a texture. And it's specifically called gore, but it's real stringy blood, but it'll cover the seam up nicely. But he had this look on his face like he was expecting me to just wring his neck like I was going to. You like his skirt? The skirt's great. Lay into him. And I guess, these days a lot of people are used to folks reacting badly to moments like this. But I made the decision to let him handle my Titan. All right. So I said he could handle my Titan, and he was being careful. He didn't do it on purpose. Now, if he had done it on purpose, we'd be having a different conversation, but he did not drop, break. I really don't know how it happened. I'm not being facetious. Because I thought I had him on there. I thought I had the attachments really good, which this was a learning curve for me because now I know the attachments weren't as great as I thought they were. I've got to do some work, and plus this model is going to be based. He's got a short hip, and actually when I glued him together, I didn't get the legs absolutely level, so I went ahead and glued some of his basing to his feet to get the legs level. So I made the choice to let him handle my model, and I took a risk in that moment. And this is where I think for those of us who are in hobbies that have delicate pieces and stuff that we find so precious and we're so proud of, if we're going to let other people experience those things, something can happen. I'm going to speak from a place of I. So buckle up, Buttercup. When it comes to material possessions, obviously I'm not anti-consumerism. I consume. Look at all that ridiculousness back there. Y'all ain't seen the rest of my house. But no, I enjoy fun things. I believe that all of these lovely things in this world that artists and workers and everyone who contributes create should be enjoyed. Someone's out there getting paid for this art, getting paid for their time. It wasn't created to gather dust and no one care. It would stink to be an artist and nobody enjoy your art. That happens to a lot of artists. This is actually coffee this time. This is from Cozumel. Me and my husband got coffee cups on our honeymoon together, and we try to have coffee together every morning with our honeymoon coffee cups. We're so cute. But I believe in enjoying things. But I also like to introduce people to things that are enjoyable. And sometimes things are going to go exactly to plan, and sometimes there's going to be a mishap. Emotional intelligence, having a good emotional quotient, a good EQ, allows us that no matter what the experience is, we can ensure that the people we're interacting with can have the best experience. Because you have to go into these things expecting, hey, it may not always go exactly to plan. I have a plan. My plan may not be adhered to. I'm holding it with the glue. I'm trying to position it. The reason I'm not using accelerator is because I want to get the position exactly right. Then I'm going to leave it here to cure. It's not going to come off my desk until it's completely cured. But I think I've got it. So I'm just holding it for the initial dry while I talk. But we have to, okay, I'm going to come from a place in I, not you. You know, you can take the advice or not. But if I want people to enjoy the hobbies that I enjoy, then I have to do my best to give them a positive experience. So when the leg was detached from the Titan, I did have shocked hamster face. No, Pikachu face. Yeah, it happened for a second. I saw the look on his face. He, I think, expected me to yell at him, to have words of admonition, condescension, to tear down the one who dared challenge the Bane of Monarchia. I let him handle my Titan. We always have super glue. In fact, when I go shopping, uh, I'm going to pick up more super glue because we're starting to run low. It's a snowed in weekend, so everybody's in prep mode because we're not going to be leaving the house for 4 or 5 days. It's not even a snowed in weekend. So where I live, it doesn't just snow, it ices. And that's what stinks about the South is people think, oh, y'all can't handle the snow. We can drive in snow. I've driven in snow all over the country, all over the world, actually. Um, I've had to go to Denver many times and Jersey for work when it has snowed, but it was snow. I drive all over the place in snow. They don't shut down Denver Airport when it snows. You get in your rental car, you go on about your life. Drive to the hotel in the snow. It did not matter. But it was snow. Snow has traction. You know what doesn't have traction? Ice, and that's what sucks here. Is when you live in the South, people are like, but you live in the South. It doesn't get cold, y'all. We are south of Kentucky, not south of the Rio Grande. um, so the southeast above like the top portion of Florida, and up, we get these cold fronts that come from the snow systems that come from the west. So it goes on up north. When it's coming east and going north, it's still snow. When it gets here and hits our air and hits all these basins that we have in between the mountains and the hills and all of the daggum rivers and lakes, it turns into ice. So we will get precipitation all day long, 1 and 2 days in a row. And then it will drop down to like 10 degrees and it will be a sheet of ice the next day. Or ice will just come out of the sky, stay ice, and freeze. So that's why we don't go out. And plus, because our winter weather cumulatively for the winter season, which for us is usually around end of December to at the latest early March, but usually February winter starts to wrap itself up. Cumulatively, we might have 2 to 3 weeks of winter weather and probably a couple weeks of bad winter weather. But that bad winter weather ain't snow. It's ice. I'll run out in the snow. I don't care. I'll go all over the place in the snow. But it turns to ice. So we're all just stuck in. So me and my husband are having a Warhammer weekend. I got one more trip out before the weather hits. And then go about life. But anywho, back to this. So we keep super glue on hand. When you go to a tournament or any kind of event, bring glue. Bring your plastic glue. Bring accelerator. Bring your UV glue. Yeah, UV glue, because you can use the UV lamp to set it. I want this to have a really strong bond the way I'm holding it here. It's going to stand up perfectly. So I'm just holding on to it while I talk. Bring your super glue. We have all of those glues. We are going to Adepticon this year. Can y'all hear the garbage man? The garbage men are on top of it right now. They're like, you better have your garbage out because we ain't picking up no garbage until next Wednesday. But we're going to Adepticon this year. Never been to Adepticon. I'm super excited about it. We're flying, and some friends of ours who are driving, we're going to pack our figures and they're going to drive our figures up there. But one of our biggest concerns was how are we going to keep our figures safe? But if I'm going to take my figures into Adepticon to play where there are thousands of people, I have to go ahead and accept that there may be a couple of casualties. Even in just casual gameplay, we've had instances. I'm going to see if I can remove my hands and just leave it standing. It looks like I can. Okay. Not going to move him. We've even had just, casual gameplay where we've brought our figures or someone else has, and someone like turns and moves an arm and accidentally a little plastic figure goes flying across the room or hits the floor. Except for one, most game stores have carpeted floors in their tabletop areas. So if a piece hits the floor, it's less likely to do cataclysmic damage. But we have to accept that that's a possibility. Don't yell at people. Don't scream. This is part of that emotional intelligence. Y'all know she a communications major and a corporate trainer. I got to throw in a little bit of advice in every video. It's right up there with, they said the name of your favorite series wrong or don't remember a character perfectly. I brought my figures out the house. Risk was already had. I let somebody handle my figure. A risk was had. And the sigh of relief that he had when I did not yell at him, shocked Pikachu, and then, well, hey, let me see how bad it is. Hey, it's okay. I let you handle this figure. There was a risk, but thank you because you have exposed a joint that was not as strong as I thought it was. So now I'm going to let that joint hopefully become stronger than it was before. See how easy that was? That's all you got to do. If you can master that, it will make not just tabletop gaming and wargaming, but card gaming, board gaming, anything way more fun for more people and more people who may not have been interested. Like I'm the girl ambassador. I've named myself the girl ambassador of wargaming locally because we do have ladies that come to the shops, but they don't typically want to stay to play. Like some folks we know have started a casual Magic the Gathering game. No competition, no points, none of that. Just having fun because the competitive Magic is a little mean. Lorcana, from what I understand, I can't speak for where you live, but from where I live, the Lorcana people are going ham. We have to create the environment that we want to experience. Now, some people like the crap talking and the serious adversity and all that kind of stuff. But if we look around and start to see there's less and less people for us to enjoy our hobbies with, then I must, instead of pointing this way, look at the three fingers that are pointing back at me and say, hey, what can I do to help create an environment where more people will be interested in doing these things? Then I'll have more people to enjoy the hobby with. It's a win-win-win. There's something in it for you. There's something in it for me. There's something in it for we. So the Bane of Monarchia is sitting right here. Here you go. See him? He's sitting right there. I'm going to let him cure. He's not going to be touched. The desk isn't going to be touched. He's going to stay exactly where he is. We're going to let him cure. He's going to sit here for a good 5 hours. He's going to sit here overnight, basically. But that's what snow days are for. If you're snowed in, get out there and, use your time wisely. We're going to watch the second half of Dune. Of our snow weekend. Obviously, we can work from home. So we'll work from home. I cook when it snows, so they're gonna eat really good. Tonight I think is grilled pork chops on the char griller, and tomorrow I'm doing steak for them, and the next day they're getting stir fry. So yeah, that's what I do when it snows. But yeah, enjoy your time. Find things to do. I think I'm gonna paint my Blood Bowl team and my drop zone this weekend as well. I'd like to have a couple extra games to take up to Adepticon, so I'll have the time. We're not going anywhere, so might as well make use of it. So this was just a PSA on Warhammer Wednesday. Sometimes things happen. Let it go. Let it go. Can y'all hear him playing Fortnite next door? I bet you can. It's okay. He doesn't have class until 3. College, man. Y'all remember college when your classes were, yeah, must be nice. No, I'm joking. All right, friend. I'm rambling now. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.